everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I'm your yarn host, Jennifer. My co-host, Brunhilde, is here today. I moved her up. She's been moving around the room. I rearranged and redid a lot of my shelves, and so she has come out of the corner, and I put her actually on that wall, but I brought her back in because she's sporting one of my finished objects. Now, you'll probably have to excuse me. I might have to pause because I didn't bring everything to the forefront. I wanted to show you guys what I've been finishing, and I didn't bring it all to where I can reach it, so hang on one second. Okay, I think I moved my camera. I think I have everything in arm's reach that I have finished this week. Now, if you started off the week with me, you'll know that I had a bad case of startitis. I had a bunch of stuff started and I could not finish any of it to save my life. So, I dug in this week. Actually, I started digging in last week. Monday's video was filmed last week and it was aired Monday. So by the time it aired Monday, I already completed some of my works in progress. So I'm feeling very accomplished today. I finished, let me back up some. I finished my second Summer Breeze tank top, and this is in Bamboo Pop. This is a big bag this is the first one that I made myself underneath here. This is the second one I made myself. It is in Bamboo Pop, and I purchased bamboo yarn to make myself one in bamboo, only to realize I had Bamboo Pop mill ends that I got for a killer deal through Premier Yarns, and I had enough to make this top and a couple other garments because there's like 300 yards in each one of these balls and it goes a long way. So the only problem with this is the only problem I had with this, it is a very, very thin yarn. It is labeled as a number 3, but it is, I'm going to say it's at least a number 2. It is very thin for a number 3. I did use a bigger hook, so it is more holey and gapey. So I have a tank top underneath tucked in just so that I'm not completely see-through. Now, I don't have a problem going about town with, like, you could see the shadows of my bra. That doesn't bother me, but apparently it has bothered a couple of you guys. So to be respectful of that, I have a tank top tucked in underneath. It's the same color. It's like a pink color. I'm so glad this is done. It took so much longer than this one took because this is an actual number 3. And this one is like a really, really thin number 3. It took forever to finish. So, I'll talk about that shawl in a minute because I'm so proud of it, but I'm disappointed at the same time. All right, the next thing I finished, you guys may have seen this if you watched. I gotta move my chair closer. My items are on my chair. And my camera was blocking the way of the chair. Now, if you watched the video with Baby Paprika, our news video, and if you haven't, there's a secret giveaway at the end of the video, so you should have watched it to see what you have to do for the giveaway. But anyway, you will have seen that I finished this baby blanket. I am not incredibly happy with it. I don't like the color in it. The blue is beautiful. I don't even mind the pink and the dark blue. That orange just does not belong, and it sets the whole blanket off. I don't know what they were thinking throwing orange in there. I like the pattern of this baby blanket though, so I am probably going to make this again in a non-self-striping yarn. And because I like the way I alternated the granny stitch with some solid stitches. I like the way that turned out. I like the effect that I got. And it was very random. Like some rows had part granny and some rows had part solid. And then I would do rows of solid granny and rows of solid solids. And it was fun working up the pattern. I just don't like the design of the color of the yarn. So that is one finished item down. And then I finished this baby blanket, which I also showed in the video with Baby Paprika, which is... I don't know why I don't like this blanket. I did not enjoy working on it. I'm not going to make another one out of this yarn. My intention was to use up all of this softball yarn. Because this is softball from Lion Brand. It is discontinued. It was clearanced out. It was sold to the Christmas tree shops for $1.99 and then 99 cents. I have 3 skeins of this left and a bunch of scraps. But I'm realizing I don't like working with bulky yarn any longer. I don't enjoy it. And I think it's because a couple of reasons. Like, yes, bulky yarn works up really fast. If you love bulky yarn, I understand why. Like, it's fun to work with. It works up quickly. It gets your projects one and done, and it's not a big deal. But the problem for me is I live in a hot climate. I don't need bulky items. I don't need hot items. I don't need thick, heavy blankets sitting on my lap in the middle of summer. So this was not a good idea for me. This might have been fine worked up in the wintertime. I did not enjoy working it up in the summertime. It's beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with the yarn. There's absolutely nothing. I'm showing you the back side. There's nothing. I love this center. The center is my favorite part. I don't know. I didn't enjoy this yarn. I didn't enjoy it. It was a little too fuzzy. It was sticking to the dry parts of my skin. I have a feeling it's going to pill when I wash it. And I messed up somewhere because the points are trying to curl. The whole edge of the purple layer is curling in on itself. Don't know what I did wrong. No idea. And it's probably because that's around the time that I stopped, put it away for a week or two, and came back to it. And somewhere in that, I forgot what I was doing, or maybe I used a different hook. I don't know, but the edges are all curled over. So it's a total flop. It's a total mess up. But like I said in the video with Baby Paprika, I know my Oreo will love this blanket. She is a total blanket hog. She loves blankets. In case you're new here, Oreo is my dog. She's one of my dogs. So that's done. I'm glad it's done. It's pretty. And I'm probably donating those 3 balls of softball yarn because I just don't want them in my life. I'm not going to use them. And then this kind of made me laugh because I just have to say, I love my husband and I wanted to make this blanket for him. But when I mentioned that I hadn't finished it in Monday's video, a couple of you got a little snarky with me and were totally standing up for Mr. Cinnamon, which I appreciate. I was a little bit offended. I will honestly say that. I was a little bit offended because the comments were, as much as that man does for you, he drops everything for you to take you go buy yarn. You need to finish his blanket now. A little part of me was offended and part of me was laughing at it because I had already finished the blanket by the time the video aired. So it was kind of funny because you guys were yelling at me about something I already did. The blanket is finished. I hope I weaved in all the ends because every time I look at this one, another end is like not weaved in. So if you see a stray end, don't tell me because we're going to ignore it. Because I swear it took me 4 hours. 4 hours over 2 days to weave in the ends. And there better not be another end sticking out because I cannot handle it. So, Mr. Cinnamon's Americana blanket is finished. And it's beautiful. And he likes it. And we're good to go. It is about, let's see. It is just about my wingspan. So it is about 5 foot 9 inches wide. So it's big enough to wrap around him. And it is about, I guess it's square. It's about the same. I really like that I designed it to have the patterns in a diagonal design. However, I will show you. I ran out of the variegated yarn. This is a different variegated than this. So you can see it's 2 different colorways, 2 different yarn types. This is the Premier Basics. This is Crafter's Secret or something from Hobby Lobby. So I ran out of this variegated, but I still had this variegated for the border. But I didn't want to mix this variegated into the body of the blanket because it just does not match. It would have stood out. But I still had red and blue squares. So the top is just red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. So Mr. Cinnamon said, that's how I'm going to know that that's the top of the blanket. So it doesn't really go with the patterning that I created through the body of the blanket. I'm so glad this is done. The next time I want to make granny squares or a motif blanket, please remind me that I hate doing it. So there is a beautiful ridge around each of the squares because I single crocheted these together. I just single crocheted them together. So the ridge doesn't bother me. I think it's pretty. It adds detail to the blanket. Mr. Cinnamon doesn't mind it. And I'm so glad it's done and now he can have it. So that's 2 baby blankets, a Mr. Cinnamon size blanket. My Summer Breeze tank top is finished. Then I pulled out this, which I'm so in love with. It's so pretty. This is made with the, I don't think I have any within reach. The Lions brand Summer Kiss. And let me take it off her so I can show you some detail. But is this not a gorgeous shawl? I pinned it up here. I got this pin at the Hobby Lobby clearance sale for like $3. And I just thought it was, I am obsessed with trees. I always have been. I did not weave in the ends of this. As a matter of fact, the Summer Breeze tank top I'm currently wearing, I have not weaved in the ends. So there are ends dangling. So this is what the Summer Kiss by Lion Brand yarn works up like. This is a discontinued yarn. It just turned out so beautiful. And again, I got this at the Christmas tree shops clearance. I am so bummed I only got 2 skeins of the white colorway. Little man is being particularly needy today. Every 5 minutes for the past week, he has been, Mom, 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 Dad, Dad, just all day long, all day long. I don't know what is going on with him. I love him, but God help me, he's driving me crazy. And he has been making me make videos very difficult because he just keeps trying to interrupt and interrupt and interrupt and interrupt. And I'm trying to spend time with him, but like he's also very, very hyper this week, and I don't know what that's about. So I'm trying to keep him. I've been letting him ride his scooter through the house, putting him in the pool, letting him jump 100 million times, but he's still just, I don't know what's going on. And he was an angel last week. He was an angel. He was lovey, cuddly, sweet as could be. Like sugar would melt in his mouth, but like this week is different. This is a hard week for us. So anyway, I started this and I really wish I had a couple more skeins because it's just not as long as I want it to be for my body. And I put the collar on again, so I started it with a chain of like 100 or so to get this flat part here, and then I went from there and did it outward, but it covers me completely in the front. Covers me completely in the front, but I just wish it was a little bit longer in the back. Just wish it was a little bit longer. So I think if I had 2 more skeins, it would have been perfect, but didn't weave in the ends. It's still beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. And I'm very happy with it. Yeah. I think part of me is, I went on the website last night. I went on Google on the search to see if I could find some more of the Lion Brand Summer Kiss in the color Ice, which is the white one. I went searching the internet and I could not find it because it is discontinued, and I thought for sure I would find it on some website, but everywhere is out of stock of the white. So I don't know. I think that's why I didn't weave the ends in, hoping I could find another couple. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna weave the ends in, and I'm gonna probably gift it to someone because it's beautiful and it deserves to be worn. It is absolutely stunning. So I have one more finished object to show you, and then we'll be done for the day. I feel like there's something else that I'm forgetting, but if we are, it's okay. Now, this is nothing special, nothing fancy, nothing, not even a wearable. Juju came to me and she said, Mom, I need one of those nets in the corner for my stuffed animals because, as you may know, as I have mentioned in previous videos, she collects Squishmallows. She has way too many Squishmallows now at this point, and they're overtaking her bedroom. She got a little carried away with buying them, and then Mr. Cinnamon bought her several, and so there's just too many of these little Squishmallows. And Squishmallows are like really squishy, round shaped stuffed animals that are all different colors, all different, but they're really, really marshmallow soft squishiness. And she's obsessed with them, and she has too many, like I said. So she has asked if she's all, I need one of those like toy nets for the corner. And I was like, yeah. She's all, well, do you know where I can buy one? I was like, you know that I can make that fairly easily, right? And she's all, well, I didn't want to ask you. I was like, I'll make you one. What color do you want it? I said, I prefer to make it out of cotton because cotton doesn't have as much stretch to it as like, if you were to make it out of acrylic, it would just stretch and sag like a lot. I don't make bags or anything out of acrylic. I try to make it out of cotton if I can, because cotton just is a little more sturdy, stiff. So she's all, well, I don't want white because I don't want it to get dirty because I don't plan on cleaning like that corner a lot. She's 16. So it's like, all right, well, I have a lot of colors and big skeins and big cones of cotton. I was like, how about that blue jean one? Because this has been in my stash. This was gifted to me like 2 years ago. It's been in my stash. I have not used it. It's just I just have not ever reached for it. So I was like, we might as well put this to use. Like, do you want it out of blue jean color? She's like, yeah, that's fine. And she just didn't want it to look dingy or dirty. And so I went on the internet and I found some patterns. There are a lot of patterns on how to make these. I just looked at a couple, and this is what I usually do when I'm designing something. I go and I look and I see how other people are constructing it. And then I take ideas from here and there, and then I put it together and make my own idea. So what I did here is you start at the top here, the long part. You chain 10 and you connect it to make the loop. This is going to be the part that hangs from the wall. And I chained 126, and then I pinched it and I chained 10 more and connected it here. And so that's the second loop. And then I went back with half double crochets just for that front to be like sturdy. And then the very next row after that was like double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, I think it was chain 3. Double crochet, chain 3, skip 3, all the way across. Double crochet, chain 3, skip 3, double crochet, all the way across. And I was like, I'm not making this whole thing out of double crochet. I ain't doing it. So then the next row, I did chain 1, and you slip stitch into the loop right here. So chain 1, not slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet, chain 5, single crochet in the top loop, chain 5, single crochet. At the beginning and end of every row, you chain 1, and you do a single crochet in that first loop, and that's what brings it down to a point. You could totally make a shawl like this. I think that would be very cute, like a fishnet shawl. It totally has fishnet vibes. That would be cute with like a little summer dress. Ideas, guys. Ideas. That's really cute. So every row after that first double crochet, chain 3, skip 3, every row after that, chain 1, single crochet, chain 5, chain 5, single crochet in the top of each loop, and just every row do that, and end in a single crochet in the end one, chain 1, start it again. And so it is a perfect triangle. And then when I got all the way to the top here, and I did the last loop here, I did a chain 10 and connected in that top loop. So this is the loop that will connect into the corner of the wall. So on the corner of the wall. And then it will hang like this on the 2 outer walls. And all of her babies and stuffed animals can go in. And while I was making this, I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, this would be really cool to put skeins of yarn on. So, I mean, I obviously don't have a corner in this room because I have windows on that wall. But this would be so cool to hang in a corner and put your skeins of yarn in. So they're off the floor, so they're up away from like pets or dust bunnies or whatever. And just hang this in the corner and just put our stuffies in there. So just throw some yarn in there. Okay. Oh. Yarn hammock. Or toy hammock for the grandbabies. Or the babies. Or whatever. Nieces, nephews. Totally, totally cool. And it does have some stretch to it. So, but it's not like super stretched. So it's not going to sag because it's made out of cotton. And it didn't take very much at all. Like, if I had my scale close by, I would weigh that. But I think that's... It wasn't very much at all. You can see there's still a lot of cotton left on that, and that was a full skein. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been working on. I finished almost all of my whips. The knit blanket is not going to be done till the winter time, so it's the only thing I have not worked on at all, and I'm not going to push myself. I'm going to let the knit blanket rest in its knit bag, in its whip bag, until it gets cold enough to have a blanket on my lap. And then I will pick that back up again. But I do have some knit projects that I want to get on the hook or the needles very soon. I want to start a pair of socks again. I want to make a tank top for myself. Like, there's a lot I want to do with knitting. But it seems like I've been putting everyone else's needs and wants ahead of my own. So all the stuff I want to make is getting put on the back burner. The stuff I want to make for myself, with the exception of this and this. But a lot, like the baby blankets, are me just making baby blankets for either charity or donation, or for my sister. The big blanket for Mr. Cinnamon, and the net for my daughter. And little man is always asking for stuff, but I have to put a limit on him, because he will work my fingers to the bone. He constantly wants me to make new stuff. He wants all of the stuff from Mario Kart. He's obsessed with Yoshi, Mario, Bowser, like all of that. He's even naming characters I didn't even know existed. And I'm like, all right, kid, like, calm down. I can't make all that. So, thank you for joining me and watching me and cheering me on to get my whips finished. And yes, Mr. Cinema's blanket is done and he's happy, although he is not going to use it until the winter time. Even though he suggested it be done by July 4th, he's not going to use it. He is more hot-blooded than I am. And he don't really use blankets unless he's cold or sick. So, middle of winter. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.